Movement competency. I'm a huge advocate for this. We use a AAA profiling tool at the club. Borrowed it from Ian McKeon and colleagues. There's some research done in that area across multi-sport. And a little bit like the FMS, you will grade an exercise from 1 to 3. Apologies if you know what this is, but for the masses, I'm going to say it. It'll be a squat, a double lunge, an RDL, a hop on a land, a push-up, and a pull-up. And you're looking at grade competency, right? Capacity to do exercises with load. So if we look at this individual here, a right leg, single leg landing, and you can start to see some of the inadequacies here. This, of course, is based on physical preparation. It's very slight, doesn't have a lot of skeletal mass, doesn't have great control, a lot of valgus action in here.
Oh, good.
Mightn't we need to have a consideration for something like this to do high-intensity plyometrics from the get-go? Yes, we should. You probably shouldn't start with high-intensity activities. Starting strength, not going to labour it too much, but we look at mid-thigh pull, and this is collecting peak force in the pull. And these individual bars are players. So for us, we've got a threshold of just shy of 32 as a threshold where we start to grade excellence and think about readiness for performance. Definitely not capable for high-end performance. And this is our under 18s age group, by the way. So is there a crude indicator that there might be enough mean force, starting force capability for performing and getting adaptations from plyometrics? Yeah. Does it mean that if they're down here, we're not going to give them high-intensity plyometrics? No, of course not. But what we've tended to see anecdotally is that kids who are certainly in the red can cope with less high-eccentric loading through plyometrics when we start programming. We're going to have to take them through low-amplitude decelerations first, concentric focus jumps, yielding isometrics, to name a few, start to increase their strength alongside it concurrently, and then we see their capability improve. Now we can get intense with plyometrics. Stage of the season, I'm going to rattle through this piece as well, but this will be my outlook about how we might want to use plyometrics throughout football. We know that it's a really volatile environment. In season, all bets are off. I think we need a really good, reactive, flexible program. In pre-season, I would put my mortgage on any of my coaches being able to put together a decent pre-season program. It's very easy to control. It's easier to control without the nuances of team selection, of international camps, injuries. It's more consistent. However, having said that, we all know that in pre-season, usually in the second week, they're starting to play games. So your limitation for good, progressive, adaptive training is very, very minimal, right? With time constraints. But nonetheless, this is where I'm going to start, these types of activities. Before we bridge and come in, if they're ready, we'll go here. I might work in this region. It's very broad, I understand, but I'm just trying to give you a perspective. In season, we're going to take care of a lot of the reactivity through these two. Off the pitch, using these two. Off season, well, after enough restoration, we might start to introduce some of this stuff. We all know that it's quite challenging, let's face it, to get these characters to do some meaningful stuff in the off season. But if you've got someone who's really compliant, progressive thinking, we might see someone take a really, really good hit at this, come in, and maybe you can start doing this a little bit earlier.